happened more than 60 years ago, so it's really a long tradition which we can build on. Mr. President was so kind to make it easier for me because he went through all the issues that we discussed, so I don't have to repeat it again. I would like to thank you for really very generous hospitality that we were offered, and we cherish it. We see Ghana as a traditional partner in this region. Actually, it is our key partner in terms of economic exchange. Our exchange reached more than 33 million US dollars, and it was the second largest exchange within a decade. Despite some financial difficulties that your country is temporarily going through. And we believe that there is a great potential for extending our cooperation into the areas mentioned already by Mr. President. We are committed to extend that cooperation in areas that will bring benefit to both our countries. We believe in cooperation that creates and maintains added value in the countries where it is produced. That means we want to cooperate at a level of sharing, building common capabilities, and leaving the value here in Ghana to support your industry, your agriculture, support your society. I brought with me a delegation of part of our business, especially with regard to food processing, healthcare, mining, agriculture, and water purification. But there are many more to take part in cooperation in your country. And I'm grateful that tomorrow I will be privileged to open a hub to open the window to Czech technologies that will be open to all your citizens and companies interested in what Czech Republic has to offer. And vice versa, it will be a gateway for our companies coming to Ghana to look for new opportunities. I truly believe that the current global situation leads us to more thoughts about diversification, about building on existing partnerships and looking for new opportunities, because what we learned from existing conflicts in Europe, we face on one hand pressure security-wise from Russia, on the other, economic and political from our ally, United States. And in that environment, I think we all have to learn new ways of cooperating with each other. And I believe that we are on the right track between Czech Republic and Ghana to open that way much wider than up to now. And we are ready to do more with your companies, with your society, with your country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. At this juncture, I would invite a few questions from the media present. Let me begin with Kamala from TV3.
This is to the President of the Czech Republic. We have seen the Trump administration impose very harsh economic conditions, especially with the tariffs imposition. You just spoke about new ways of cooperation between the Czech Republic and the country of ours here, Ghana. What is the position of the Czech Republic on the imposition of these tariffs on African countries like Ghana?
Let me start with the general statement. I think imposing tariffs in such a brutal way really doesn't help either side. It will not help the situation in Africa, but it will not help situation in Europe, Asia, and even United States. Tariff wars are damaging everyone. So in my view, it is really unfortunate to impose such a broad wave of tariffs without negotiating. Countries, especially countries that are allies, should first negotiate, and only when they are not able to come to an agreement, they can exert some pressure. But we haven't explored the opportunities of negotiating. With regard to a number of African and Asian countries, especially those that belong amongst the poorest globally, like Lesotho or Cambodia and Laos, they are charged by the biggest tariffs in history. It could be easily destroying their economies. So I really think that we have to collectively address the United States to rethink this approach and to negotiate, because I believe only by negotiating we can achieve a result that will be both beneficial for the United States, balancing more their trade with the world, but also not destroying countries, because by damaging their economies so much, it would create a number of problems that will have to be dealt with later on. It may prove much more costly than reducing the pressure on tariffs.
Yeah, with regards to tariffs, I just also wish to add that our Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Trade held a session with the U.S. ambassador to clarify what the implications of the tariff are for Ghana particularly. And I think in the next few days, the Minister of Foreign Affairs will release a paper, a statement on what the implications of those tariffs are. But I just join His Excellency to say that we all accepted a rule-based trading system, and it has served the world well because it has led to quite significant growth in GDP across the world. It is unfortunate that without resorting to the rules-based system, one country unilaterally decides to increase tariffs across board on all countries. Ghana got slapped with 10%, which is the lowest in the tariffs that were rolled out. But a country like Lesotho got slapped with 46%. And if you understand that one of the largest contributors to Lesotho's economy is the trade and garments industry, export and the AGOA to United States, then you can be sure that it's going to affect a small country like Lesotho. Many of the factories that have set up there might look for areas where they can receive cheaper tariffs, to be able to continue to export into the American market. So it has very severe implications for everybody. And I believe that a multilateral world serves us all better than unilateral world, where people just take decisions based on only their country's interests. We must look at the broader global partnerships and the global interests rather than just our parochial national interests.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now we'll take a question from Czech television.
Jakub Netl from Czech television. My question is concerning also the economic topic because it's the most important here. Both countries, we have heard, have a long history of relations and of cooperation. But 3 years ago, Ghana was struck by a financial crisis, and I suppose some of these projects that were going on was stopped or was affected. So I would like to know if you have discussed some kind of these projects and what can both countries do for developing them, for restarting them?
Yes, this actually came up in our discussion, and it was a key issue that we talked about. There were ongoing projects that were part of our bilateral cooperation, which were affected by the debt exchange because of Ghana's debt default. Ghana, in record time, was able to renegotiate our debts And so we have completed the discussions with our bilateral creditors and with the Paris Club. And so what is left for us to do now is for the Ministry of Finance to open bilateral discussions on how those particular projects continue after the discussion of the debt. But bearing in mind also that Ghana is under an IMF program, and there's a cap of $250 million that we have to fit all those projects in. And if you look at all those projects, they far exceed 250 million. If we are taking them 250 million at a time, according to the finance minister, it will take us the next 50 years to finish all those projects. So we must also look at alternative means of financing. And Mr. President was very kind enough to draw attention again to the EU's Global Gateway Program, which is meant to finance key infrastructural projects in developing nations. And I think that that's one of the areas we'll explore to see if we can get money from the Global Gateway, the EU Global Gateway Program, to continue and complete some of the projects that we have between us and the EU countries.
Very much. We'll take a question from Joy News.
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay.
I will just add a couple of words. I'm truly convinced that temporary financial difficulties of Ghana shouldn't lead us to a conclusion that we should look at the prospect of development of economic relations in a skeptical way. I believe that all the parameters of economic growth are here, and that agreement between Ghana and IMF will open the door also for bilateral agreements, for example, for our IGAP to continue with guarantees of and financing these big projects. But even though these big governmental projects like hospitals, like bridges or acquisition of light combat and trainer aircraft were delayed, there was a growing line of mutual exchange because our trade exchange was at a record level. So I believe that there is no room for skepticism. We can look for new ways of financing. There is an interest on both sides to go on with these big projects and open number of new ones and smaller ones under bilateral funding or EU funding through Global Gateway. So I really think there is now a number of opportunities that can improve the situation in a short time.
All right. Thank you very much. Joy News.
Good evening. My name is Mark Solabak. I work with Joy FM and Joy News. My question is to the President of Czech Republic. In 2022, Czech Republic approved the Czech strategy for Africa to deepen your relations with African countries. I want to find out from you, how does Ghana fit into all of this, and whether your visit to Ghana will prioritize this more in this strategy? Thank you.
Okay, let me start from two different angles. One is historical. Czechoslovakia used to have very close contacts with a number of African countries. And I believe that if there is a good and solid foundation of relations, we shouldn't let it go. Second angle of view is a new reality. After Russian aggression against Ukraine, we realized that we cannot afford being dependent on any single country. Being it a country like Russia, we were dependent on Russia with gas and oil, or being dependent in terms of defense, like United States. That's why the decision was to diversify all kinds of our relations and building on historical ties here in Africa We believe that we can do much more in the bilateral relations with countries with whom we share the values and long-term interests. And Ghana is definitely one of them because of a long tradition dating back to late 50s of last century, but also given opportunities present in both countries. So I think we have to build on existing foundations and adding opportunities that are here.
All right, thank you very much. Your Excellency, is there anything else? All right. All right, thank you very much. We will draw down the curtains here on the press engagement. The two leaders will also sign the visitor's book, I believe, to mark this auspicious occasion. Thank you very much.